Welcome to Video Head Cleaner, the podcast that, and I have two options today, that could probably be talked into becoming a hideous Cronenberg as long as a beautiful medical twink asked us, or that could inject whatever ooze you give us as long as we stay young forever.
A beautiful medical twink could talk me into just about anything.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about him. I'm Kyle.
I'm Tommy, and we have a very, very special guest with us. Why don't you introduce yourself, special guest?
Hello, my name is Basil. You may know me from the Dallas Voices, The Gayborhood. I played Time Bailey Robinson.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are cross-posted on the Dallas Voices YouTube channel, the Dallas Voice being the Dallas area premier LGBTQ newspaper and media source. What Basil just mentioned is called The Gayborhood, a mini-series about, well, the Gayborhood and various schemes and drama that are happening. Check it out with our show as well.
Indeed, it's on YouTube. Yeah. He's ahead of us, so I was going to ask if he had anything to plug at the end, but he's got it. Introduce anything else you want about yourself, but also what drew you to this film? Because we do let our guests pick the film, and so this is his pick today, and it's a great pick, mind you.
Yeah.
But yes, tell us about your connection or what drew you to this film.
What are we reviewing today?
We are reviewing The Substance, which, mind you, is one of my favorite films. As soon as I saw it in theaters, I was like, blown away. And what drew me to it is I remember just seeing like somebody to say something about it on Reddit, and I was like, oh, that sounds very interesting. The title of it almost drew back to like 80s like horror film vibes, and so I didn't really want to look too much into it because I hate watching trailers and stuff that really spoil the movie. So I remember just looking up like maybe some images on it, and I was like, that seems interesting enough. And that very Friday I went out and saw it. I think it had only been out that 1 week, and I was blown away. And I in the span of a year I've seen it 5 times.
Very good.
It's really incredible, and as a film, like, it was going to be distributed by Universal, but they kind of backed out on it because of the ending. They really weren't sure it was going to land with people, and that's why it ended up with Mubi, of all people, after getting like a massive standing ovation for 11 minutes at Cannes Film Festival and stuff.
A great grab by Mubi. For sure.
Something to hang your hat on.
Yeah, definitely. I remember watching the trailer to The Substance, and kudos to whoever edited that trailer. They didn't give away anything. It was a total misdirect. They totally hid what was the substance of the substance, basically. Good job. It was a great trailer, and it didn't spoil anything.
That's true, yeah. I remember seeing it, and not really. Yeah. It doesn't give you away a lot, but it's a very visual film. Like, it has like 149 pages of script and or 140-ish, and 29 of them are dialogue. Yeah. It's so visual in the way she wrote it and stuff.
This is French cinema, just straight up. It is very visually powerful. And the essence and the meat of the film is conveyed through imagery and gesture and form and figure.
Lots of references.
Oh, so many references. I have a big homage list. Yeah,
but not a lot of dialogue. The dialogue is an element in the film, like everything else. It is not the engine of the film. It's a style. It's an element like color or metaphor or whatever, right? It's not very different from like American films, which are very wordy. They're always talking all the time, just talking all the time, and they never leave anything to chance about what's being described on screen. So very dialogue light. Actually, I appreciate that.
For sure. Yeah. We can get into it, I suppose, because I could probably talk all day, and ruin through a lot of the actual things I have to talk about. But let's walk through it, I suppose.
Yeah. So the movie opens with an image of an egg. We get a little, I'm not really sure what's going on here, but we just see an egg, and it's injected with something, and it splits in two, and it's, I don't know, it's an egg.
It might be testing the
Yeah.
substance.
It is the
Yeah.
yellow, lime, green syringe going into it. We already see it's a very saturated, bright color movie. Not like these dingy brown or blue filters that are often over-filmed so much.
Yeah, we get some very high-key, high chroma colors.
I believe it's on a blue background as well, which is very striking with the yellow yolk.
And it's just, I guess, as we're going to discover, it's the underlying metaphor of the film, something, the center of which splits into two, but it remains the same thing, or in the same field, or it's the same entity in a fundamental way, but now different, or is it? It's,
There's a callback to it further along.
There's plenty, just the visual flashes of that and whatnot. And what you said, Tommy, is actually something I'd love to talk about at the end of was it all the same? Was it different? Because they really don't go out of their way to say that either, as the whole concept of this or what happens to our characters. But really, we don't dwell on that shot too long. We get it for a moment, it's gone, and then we move right onto a scene of a Hollywood Walk of Fame star being set up here.
We're seeing the installation of the Hollywood sidewalk star for one Elizabeth Sparkle. What a great name! How pretty that name.
Stage name, I'm sure.
She's the only one that gets the last name, but it's a stage last name in the movie.
So Elizabeth Sparkle, she's getting her star. It's being installed, and adoring fans are around it. There's
taking pictures.
Yeah, paparazzi, and then we cut to scenes later. Fans are still coming by and adoring it. It still looks fresh, unblemished. But time passes. The montage continues, and the weather happens. Time goes on. People start forgetting her.
You even hear somebody say, "Who? What was she in again?"
Yeah. Like the glow is faded. The star itself is getting weathered and damaged.
Cracked.
Yeah.
Somebody drops a hot dog filled with ketchup and chili,
just
devolves all over it.
Devolves into her utter obscurity. Some dude just dropping a ketchup saturated hot dog on it and cleaning his shoe off on the star.
Smearing
he seems to try to clean it, but he just smears it everywhere.
Just makes it worse.
And then it's like, that's probably fine. It just takes off.
I tried.
Yeah.
Well, what is one to do really in that situation if you don't have any napkins?
Right.
It just how tragic. It's the total arc of her career, start to finish, and we can summarize from this that we're at the end of her career. She's already been forgotten. No one remembers who she is.
And there's an ominous sort of shot zoom on that with what looks like a blood smear and the ketchup end of it all.
Exactly.
There's another callback to that.
Certainly, there's a very full circle moment.
A splash of red. But we already have all this food imagery. We got eggs and now ketchup, and
Food is a big topic in this film.
We got the start of some themes that are going to keep coming back at us. We're going to first little tastes of them, and then we cut to.
We're taking to the set of Sparkle Your Life with Elizabeth. Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore here. She's leading a very 90s, 80s, really, I'd say, looking aerobics TV show with unitards and leg warmers.
In present day, mind you.
We were going to talk about that. The time setting is very ambiguous because there's so many elements of 70s, 80s, 90s stuff, but also flat screen TVs and cell phones or whatever. But no internet, notably.
I don't think this takes place on Earth. I'm going to say that.
It's in its own constructed world. It's its own constructed timeline. It's kind of ours, but also it seems separate. It seems, is it the same as ours and yet different? I don't know. It may, I don't know. But it feels like a 90s workout show. She's going at it. She's very fit. She hits all her marks.
I thought they were all doing a great job.
Yeah,
they're dance working out and they're nailing it.
But her voice seems a little strained. It seems like her voice is a little dry. It's kind of cracking a bit, right? There's not it's a little almost raspy. I don't know, there's just kind of a quality to it. When you see her face in a close-up, the camera really, they highlight those lines, like the first kind of onsets of just age. of just getting old. Crow's feet, wrinkles in your forehead. Your skin is not as lush and plump as it used to be. And just
drag her.
She looks beautiful. But
I think she looks beautiful.
You can see it's kind of like her star on the sidewalk starting to weather.
Yeah,
you can see just she's a fitness star, and it's even more.
That's what she's been
on
weathered
her.
down to.
Certainly,
Of all
cracks in the
people,
star, cracks in her beauty or face or stuff. Because she's 59 playing 50. She does look great, mind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there. Age happens to all of us. It comes for us.
Yeah. Again, still beautiful, but. When you're in careers fitness, it's kind of like being a professional athlete. The clock is ticking really aggressively on you.
The casting for Demi Moore for this role was absolutely amazing. By the way.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great casting decision to have
absolutely.
a beautiful aging woman that clearly shows that she's had work done as well to prevent.
Sure, yeah.
Or minimize the signs of aging.
Yeah. No, there's a narrative on her face already, and she just tells the story immediately, and just because we're perhaps familiar with Demi Moore, the actress, right? She's had a kind of a tabloid-filled life at points too, so we respect that she's kind of an elder actress, and so. Yeah, she kind of brings that gravitas to this, right? Especially about a celebrity who's aging.
I think this was the role for her entire career. Like this was amazing.
And the director thought she'd be great, but wasn't even sure they could get her, essentially. And so it was like, we'll probably look elsewhere. But then it just all fell into place, and always we'll talk about. But
no, excellent casting. We cut to her walking down a kind of red hallway with all these posters of her show, right? It's just it's like a monument hallway to her, right? Just her tribute hallway, very red. More just a big splash of red down the hallway. The carpet's even kind of red. It's this kind of garish, like 70s pattern. It kind of felt like The Shining,
it was
like
reminiscent of that for
that
sure.
carpet, But yeah, it's all about her. Multiple people were passing her by, congratulating her on her birthday, which again, if you're nervous about getting old,
that's
especially turning
nervous.
50, great, awesome, yes, thank you, happy birthday.
And she's got giant posters of herself all down the wall of like specials or shows or things she's probably put out, because I know my mom had full-on VHS cassettes of like these stuff,
Sure.
Jane Fonda's or whoever,
exactly.
Buns of Steel or whatever. She even got a recurring catchphrase, "You got it," on her little thing she was doing earlier. But yeah, before she goes in the hall, I mean, there's even a visual language of like the set lights go out on her, and it's almost like a dimming of that happened.
But before we get too far, there is something at the end of her show that she says, like Kyle mentioned, and take care of yourself.
Yes,
As she blows a kiss and does a wink to the camera, and I think that's very important to the story as well.
Certainly. And she even talks about, like, while she's doing her little dancer session, she's like, think about that bikini body. Do you want to look like a big giant jellyfish out on the beach? And is like,
Next week we're going to be talking about how to get rid of those tough to get rid of love handles.
Yeah.
Exactly. And something about that scene too I want to know. The lighting, I love the way how they highlight the spotlights on her. They have a kind of menacing hum to them. Like there's just something sharp about the lights when the camera cuts to them specifically. Like you see her, doing the show all right, but just the bright light. It's just this kind of angry hum in the background. And just kind of a nice element. Something menacing just there. But yeah, we find her ultimately in the bathroom, right? She just going to the bathroom in a stall, just going to the bathroom.
The women's restroom was broken down.
Yeah, and so she has to go to the men's room. While she's in the stall, in comes the producer of the show. Hasn't been named yet. If you've listened to other episodes, thank you, Kyle, for pointing this out. But sometimes the name of a character is held back, and it's worth noting that.
His is very important, too, when we do learn it and whatnot.
Yeah.
As another referential bit is what this character's name. But this is Dennis Quaid in here.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah. And he's just kind of just kind of a shit. He's
Another
just kind
great
of
casting
just kind of a
call.
schmuck, right?
He's
Just
a gross character, both inside and out. And every
Yeah.
scene he's in, he literally is just grossing you out, and it's very intentional on it. And there's a lot of close-ups of his grossness and what's going on, and it's often even just like banal, just things that a human would do, but he just plays it so.
He's grotesque. Whenever if he's eating, he's smacking his lips. If he's smoking, he's blowing it at you like on purpose. And if he's saying something, he says it loud and obnoxiously.
Crassly,
He represents like the white privilege of a man.
The male gaze.
And I don't know how much of it was acting either. Like I think he's like that in real life as well.
Ooh, shots fired. Wow.
And it's just a man in Hollywood, because I mean the way he talks in this exact scene, he saunters up to a urinal. We're treated to an extreme close-up of him, like I mentioned.
Doesn't wash his hands.
Yeah, he talks about how they need. That's true.
Yeah,
he talks about they need a hot new young girl to replace the old bitch. Even though the old bitch is in the stall, clearly hearing all of this, he doesn't know it. How he's surprised she's been able to stick around this long.
Is mocking her aged out fertility. It just
doesn't care that it's her birthday.
No, no.
Yeah. And on his way out, he yells, "Find me somebody new now. Somebody." I think that's not an accident, right? Not someone, but just a body, a young body, which would of course be this character and his attitude.
And he also says, like, this is network TV, not a charity, because he jokes about, like, he does say in a reference, and we never learned what she got an Oscar for, but he's like, oh, I know she got an Oscar, but that was forever ago. What was that for? Like, King Kong?
King Kong, yeah.
So he leaves. She exits. She looks just shattered, just destroyed.
Yeah, she takes a big, long look in the mirror.
Yeah, and she turns the water on and just lets it run. The gravity of the situation has hit her, and she understands. Yeah.
What an awful birthday.
Yeah. And it's right after this moment we get a title card, Elizabeth. Right. So we are, presumably, we're getting her story,
her side of things.
Yeah. We get a bit of structuring of the film, right? So this is perhaps a chapter, the Elizabeth chapter. Mm-hmm. But we cut back to the producer. It looks like he and Elizabeth are in a nice restaurant, but he just eats like just a slob.
Shrimp.
It's disgusting.
Just smacking them like.
It's horrible. Yeah, it's very visceral. The shrimp bodies he's ripping apart and chewing up. And I mean, this is very much like a chew you up and spit you out representation of Hollywood in this. Because like I said, he clearly doesn't care about women in any sense except that they're a means to an end for him. And he is quite literally chewing up and spitting out people and doesn't care. He cares about ratings. He cares about his own interests and whatnot.
And he's on this kind of rambling monologue with Elizabeth just taking in the scene, and it's almost kind of delirious. Just the sound of his rambling is kind of in the background, and she's just fixated on his licking his fingers and just eating like a slob. But we pick up that he's going on and on about how a woman's fertility, it stops at 50. He doesn't ever really say it, but just a woman's fertility at 50. Well,
And she just looks so puzzled too. Like she was like, "What is he getting at?"
It stops, and to which she responds, "What stops at 50?" He doesn't answer. Finds an associate, takes that excuse to bolt off and like start loudly talking with them. He doesn't say that she's fired, but just kind of hangs the implication in the air,
right?
And then runs.
And that's the only line she gets in any of her scenes with Dennis Quaid, because he's really talking over her or at her more than anything, caring about what she says back and all of this. It's just.
There's another strong visual in that where she like looks over at the glass of wine that he's drinking, and there's like a fly drowning in it.
Yeah, it's we can assume a very fine wine, and there's a fly swimming in it but drowning and trapped. Yeah,
which is another homage. Again, I've got a big list of these we can run down later. I don't want to bog us down too heavily on this, but it
strikes me as a real symbol there, right? She perhaps sees herself or her dilemma. Right. She was at the
top of her game.
Yeah, very successful, presumably wealthy through all this. She's like the fly drowning in fine wine, and now she's trapped. Like, you.
It is very obtuse, and like from his point of view thing he says to her too, because he just says, people are people, and he has to give the people what they want. And another mention of like her being fired, that she's kind of like, she might even get it, but kind of just wants to hear him say it, frankly. Like, I don't think she's dumb or anything, but he also is just not coming out and being on the nose about it. And as she says, what stops at 50? He's like, Greg or whoever. He yells out to his friend he sees, and then just goes off with him, and leaves her sitting there.
Mind you, he's like 20 to 25 years older.
He is,
or just seems like it because he's just disgusting. Yeah. Like he's just aged.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to.
It's the age thing. Yeah, when I was checking IMDb credits, I was like, he is a lot older than her, and that is just a very Hollywood thing to have happened. Like, men can age or be in older roles longer
without any repercussions.
Yeah, and women are just cast aside pretty quickly. If they hit even 40, most women are out on their ass, especially for so long in Hollywood. But 50, it was.
And we get the association of her beauty with her fertility, which is it's gross. It's a really gross thing to just banter on about, but it's going to become its own theme later, right?
Maybe that's what the eggs were about at the title scene.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's in many times throughout history amongst various people, it's quite a symbol of fertility in many different ways.
Or there's certainly birth-esque scenes in the movie, as we'll see.
Exactly. Things birth out of other things. Yeah, absolutely. So we cut to
she's driving home. She's kind of absorbing what just happened, and it's made even more abundantly clear as she sees a billboard of herself and her face being ripped down.
Yeah,
it's like, if there was any doubt, like
she wasn't looking good to begin with. She looked real ragged, very upset. But then she sees this, and she's driving. She's just staring at it. She just cannot believe it. But she's distracted. She goes right through an intersection and gets T-boned by another car hard. It's a really ugly crash. Sends her car flipping, and she's just getting spun around and thrown about the place. It's a very, very violent crash. Goes on for like 10 seconds.
It was quite the jump scare.
And very sudden too. So get kind of rocked out of your seat a bit. But she somehow survives without a scratch, which is the next scene at a hospital. We have a doctor just marveling at this. She survives without a scratch. How in the world?
It's your birthday.
Yeah, it's her birthday.
It should be good news, but she's still very sullen and facing away in this. Like as men talk at her more and
looking down, depressed, her hair just like laying over, covering her face.
Distraught. And good point, Kyle. It's yet again, it's another man who's assessing her body. And with the best intentions and is saying all the right things, but it's just still, and she's been through a crash and she's just kind of hunched over, just obviously traumatized, and ultimately just breaks down just in the middle of this exam.
The doctor's like, my wife loves you, and is like saying yes, right things, and she's just like, she's got a catatonic, frankly, as it were.
Well, she in shock. We can easily imagine. She just somehow survived a massive car crash, but
and so we do have the doctor there. Also in the background is a smoldering twink who I thought they both left the room, I suppose, when seeing this because of the way it's shot or whatever. But as she's kind of sitting there, kind of just dwelling upon things.
I think he comes back.
Smolder twink pops back up, and that's what I was like, he just kind of goes over to her and wants to run another test, and she's like, I thought he said we were good to go.
But before the doctor exits like the producer did just a scene before, he looks at his pager. First of all, he has a pager, by the way, in case we're wondering what time this is in. Who the hell knows at this point? But he's got a pager. He gets a call. He very much takes that as his excuse to leave. So once again, another man is assessing her and then bolting when it gets rough. But we do have the most beautiful medical assistant ever. Just this doctor's medical assistant. He's just model beautiful.
He looks like they just ripped him out of the plastic from like a Ken doll set. Like
he's fresh from the factory. Just strikingly model beautiful.
Piercing blue eyes.
Yeah.
I guess I know what y'all like.
Well, you should listen to our him episode. I'm a man, damn it. I'm a man.
But Smolder Twunk, with his beautiful eyes, undoes her back draping and starts to feel along her spine. And there's actually a few scenes in this movie leading up to the birth scene or whatever, where her back is fully exposed, and this is one of them. And he's kind of feeling along it, and she's like, "What are you even doing? Like, I thought he said I was good to go," and he's like, "Oh no, just one more test here."
He's very assertive with it too.
Yeah,
He
almost,
and is very interested in her spine. Notes that she has a very, very strong spine.
She's a good candidate.
Yeah, calls her an excellent candidate, and she, of course, looks puzzled by this. Like, what? What do you mean?
We also see some sort of birthmark on his arm while he's doing it.
He's got an odd blemish. Yeah, it really stands out. It's like real purple, and it's just kind of on one of his hands.
Almost kind of like maybe like an osmosis, like a cell going through osmosis. It almost looks like. I don't know.
Yeah, but for as beautiful as it is,
you know what? That might actually be what it is. Like.
We don't really know, but for as beautiful as he is, it really stands out. Like, it's just, ooh, boy, he's got just like this rotted looking something, like some.
I don't know if it looked rotted. It just looked. It looked like a birthmark.
It's a bruise looking thing to me, if anything, because it's like purplish, dark purple, red, something.
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
But also, he slips her a thumb drive. That says on it the substance and has a phone number on it, and also includes a note that he scrawls out in pencil that we see later. It says, "It changed my life." Mysterious. We cut to her outside. She finds the note, doesn't really understand what it means, but she also bumps into someone that that knows her.
She knew from high school, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, after being reminded, she's interrupted by this guy.
By Fred. Apparently calls her Lizzie Sparkle. So I guess Sparkle is just her last name. That's, I don't know. Maybe she's from the Sparkle family, the storied Sparkle dynasty. But it just is enamored of her, just loves her, is so happy to see her.
I mean, she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Calls her the most beautiful girl in the world.
If you grew up with somebody that became a fame or star person, you'd probably be like, "Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you." But then he's like, "Oh, I'll introduce myself because you probably have met so many people since you've known me." And he's Fred from 10th grade homeroom. And she's kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Like, sure.
She's definitely showing her a different type of affection than the other men have been up until this point.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of giddy with stardom, but just also remembers her as just like the girl he had a crush on. Right. So
the most beautiful girl in the world.
Yeah. Just is so happy to see her. And she almost, oddly enough, seems happy to see him. Right, it's been a rough day for Elizabeth, and she's almost like desperately happy that she's getting this kind of affection. He proposes to have a drink with her, and she hesitates, and it's like, "Oh, of course, you're busy." But then offers to take his card, almost. Again, it's kind of a desperate quality to it. Like she seemed
polite and ambivalent to me. I really didn't read it as too much like being into it at the moment, I suppose. But,
I felt like
I thought it was an awkward interaction.
Yeah. I didn't read it as like a.
But to me, there seemed like a desperate note in how she was interacting with him. Like her beauty had been called into question. Her age had been presented to her in a very just awful way. She just got fired.
Yeah.
She thinks it's never clearly stated, but
I'm
gets
pretty sure
vibe.
at this point she knows she's fired.
Like
and then a massive car crash on top of all that. So she's just.
I kind of think I read it as like she looked at him as, or she was out of his league rather.
Yeah.
And this is not something she's used to in the sense of like she's almost taken aback by the sense that he thinks she's in her league.
But maybe
that's how I read it. Like, and I think it's very clear that he is out of her league. But she has been like brought down so much.
She feels like she's been lowered.
Exactly.
And so she's happy for the attention. He writes his number on his cholesterol report, which apparently is just terrible. So we get the sense of this goofy kind of
drops it in a puddle of mud.
Yeah, writes it down, drops in mud, and hands it to her anyway. This guy is not a catch. He's another man, really. He's kind of a lump. well-meaning, but he's just kind of a lump. But she takes it anyway. That's just the day she's had. She'll take a phone number from just this awkward, goofy, homely-looking dude after it's been dropped in the mud. What a day. Wow. Poor girl.
Yeah. Did you get any, what did you think of this guy, I guess, before I... What energy did he bring to you? Because we did an episode on somebody that I think...
he seems like Ned from
absolutely
from Groundhog Day. That's kind of Ned Ryerson. I had Ned Ryerson vibes from this.
He struck me exactly as that, to the point that I literally went and Googled it, and I was like, was this like something? And it was like, yes, this is widely accepted as like another homage or reference to Groundhog Day with Ned Ryerson. The
I feel like this film has a number of homages, like
Phil, Phil Connors,
exactly. The carpet in the hallway seemed very Shining-esque, and now this,
and Ned is a puddle, and this guy just dropped his number in the puddle and gave it to her and stuff. It's it's an awkward high school interaction that was not really asked for or whatnot. That just is forced upon the person in question.
Character. And it highlights the character's sense of confusion and displacement. So it shows them. It highlights their weak position. So it kind of structurally has the same kind of function. In a way. So,
I feel proud of that. But also, we've recently analyzed that film, so I was like, eat my ass, Gryffindor. 10 points to me. Yeah, for catching that.
Call back. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? So we transitioned to her at her home, this penthouse. Top
Beautiful.
Floor. It has a grand view of the
large
city.
Window with a billboard just sticking right in front of it.
Yeah, but then we cut to flowers, roses, a bundle of them on her table with a note, and it says, "You were amazing." Past tense.
Were.
Yeah, and even zooms in on were, because I was like, is that something? And then it zooms in. I'm like, okay,
yeah. Once again, she's been fired, but no one has actually said that to her.
Has been.
Everyone's just going through the motions that this has happened, and she knows about it. Just how awful, the kind of gaslighting quality of this, just everything about it is so just gross, and just you really feel for her in the face of this. Just the hanging the implication, but never just having the respect to tell her.
One of the things that I asked myself, while watching it up until this point, was like, did she not plan anything for her birthday? Did nobody plan anything for her birthday? Is this just how she's gonna spend her day?
It doesn't seem like she has a lot of strong acquaintances or friends or family. She seems very alone, very, very alone.
That is true. One of the things Demi Moore asked when being asked to play the part is she doesn't have a family. I have a family and stuff. I'm not that, but she pushed past that and did whatever. But I think that's very much part of it. There's nobody there. There's a bitchy neighbor or something at one point, but really nobody in her sphere of anything that comes to check on her.
Who's a loving figure. Any kind of caregiver in her life.
We see a maid in the background once, but nobody that she doesn't even talk to that person or anything. So it seems lonely. I mean, sometimes it can be lonely at the top.
In wondering why she's about to take the course of action she's about to take. This is perhaps why. There's no one that's talking her down, and there's no one that will catch her if she falls.
Or that values her as a person, really, versus as a star, or as fame, or as beauty, or whatnot. She doesn't have a close group here.
Yeah. So we see the flowers, the note with the terrible past tense in it, and she remembers that she has that thumb drive, and she plugs it in to her TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
to her smart TV.
Yeah, again, we have smart TVs.
Yeah, so the technology is just all over the place.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's pagers and smartphones and smart TVs and thumb drives, and it's just
aerobics videos.
It is all over the place. It kind of creates this weird omni time. Right, it's kind of a collision of multiple decades. It
was a choice. It was meant to be timeless, according to the director.
And to just kind of throw you off, kind of unsettle you a bit in this kind of surreal world.
Yeah, where are we? Yeah,
that's a great device. It kind of it primes you to accept a wacky premise because you kind of feel like you're in a kind of an alt world. So but she plugs in the substance thumb drive, and we get the pitch. We hear a male voice, and I love this voice. There's something detached. It's very detached. There's like a kind of assertiveness to the voice, but it's not. There's like a force. I don't know. There's a very like present, like a stately quality about it. I've been thinking about this voice like just ever since seeing it.
This is the same one that's in the phone calls, right? We're talking about this voice.
This is the voice of the substance, and this is the voice that will be interacting with Elizabeth later on. I love the quality of it. It's both. It's kind of robotic, but maybe just detached. It's not, but it's not cold in the sense of no inflection. There's like a really good inflection to it, but
just there's like this anonymous feeling to it.
Yes, because it rides the line of like a vocoder or one of those voice mixers or something, but it's not quite there.
It sounds
like
synthetic.
A light filter.
It sounds like it's spoken in a way that's synthetic or not real, but it's a real voice. Just kind of a uncanny quality to it.
I also like the sound effects that get introduced right around this point.
We get a lot of kind of reverb heavy ripping sounds, like whenever the substance is whenever the subject of it is present in the film, we get these kind of ominous background like ripping chords and whatnot. Absolutely. It's like what she's watching is basically like a product pitch, right? It's very kind of edgy, kind of has a like a ad company polish.
It's the same wording a lot of beauty products use today, because it's like, have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself, younger, more beautiful, more perfect? And a lot of things promise that, or at least that's the undertone, if not the straight up overtone on a lot of beauty things and stuff. But that is what the substance offers here. Is with only one single injection, it says it unlocks your DNA that will release another version of yourself.
And it describes. I love the description that it gives of it's what it does, but also you are the matrix.
It's always you.
Everything is you.
And then we get some visuals of cellular division. We get the sense that taking this, it's gonna cause some cellular division process. It's still not entirely clear what's gonna happen, right? But somehow this new, younger, fresher, more perfect version of yourself or offshoot of yourself, somehow it's going to be generated. Again, it's not very, we don't really know yet, but we get into a list of it's kind of like a preview of it, like 1 week on and off, and then you are one. You can't escape from yourself. It's like a sales pitch, but it's also
there's some visuals with like a clay ball where it like splits. And then one is like super nice and rolled, while the other one is just kind of like
rough and used.
Exactly. And he opens and closes his hands to like show the 1 week you, 1 week them.
It almost feels like a Zen koan, right? A contradictory statement designed to provoke philosophical thought, right?
And I want to also mention that the clay or the Play-Doh that he's doing this with is the same color as the yolk.
Right. Because I thought it was egg, I guess, but obviously egg doesn't have that consistency, but it's the exact same color.
It's egg yellow, right? This color has been established, and it seems to be adding to the portfolio of yellow, right? We get another instance of it, but it's also very similar to what we've seen before.
And we didn't mention, we saw, Elizabeth in her bright yellow coat for the first time outside the hospital. She's going to wear that a good bit in this movie. It's a very bright, but also, we'll get to it,
But you are one. You can't escape from yourself. We're already getting what seems to be a contradiction, right? Something splitting into two and yet remaining the same, and not just of the same type or category, the same entity. How is that possible? Right? Isn't this a contradiction? I don't know. Is it? Is it not? Yeah. But it just presents it as just a given. But yeah, it's a mystery for sure, right? We get the promise of some kind of youthful rejuvenation, but you are one? What?
And it gives her something to think on, but she doesn't really even think too hard because she kind of drops the USB stick right in the garbage after seeing this.
She's like shitty sales pitch. This is just some
too vague.
She does not regard it very much.
What had happened is the garbage, actually.
Exactly. She throws that away, moves right along.
Along with the note, I think.
Yeah, and just tosses it. Doesn't really think about it. We cut to her at a bar, and it's. She's dressed in very well, like she's
beautiful backless dress,
big backless dress. Have there.
But she is 4 martinis in. She is deep in the drink.
She's celebrating her birthday.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, you said she wasn't going to celebrate her birthday.
No, I said did nobody plan anything with her? Is what I said.
Yeah. No, she planned downing 4 martinis on an empty stomach. It looked like. So that'll get you some drunk, especially when you're looked like a 5'5" Demi Moore.
Right. She flagged him down for more too. It was just the 4 in front of her, and she was like,
She was not done.
Well, she sees like a young couple, like kind of in love at the end of a bar.
The girl is young.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy was older.
Yeah, and of course. Yeah,
she's just harping on him. They're having a good time. They're laughing. They're giggling. They're drinks in. They're obviously going to go back to a hotel room.
And she is ready for her check after seeing this. She looks at that and just she leaves. She's had enough. And then we find her at home puking in her bathroom.
In her backless dress.
Yeah, in her backless dress. It's
which shows the detail of her spine.
Yeah. Yeah, again,
I wonder why.
We're just seeing her spine. It's just really being put out there, almost taunting us.
Her excellent squeezable spine.
Exactly. But yeah, so she's back at home. She looks just pallid and ragged after puking. She's looking in the mirror, just kind of musing over her face, and then we see her musing over some like trophies,
awards, accolades.
Past accomplishments.
We got told she has an Oscar, and that's one of them we see. But
it looks like she has like a snow globe filled with gold glitter, right? Like it looks like a ballerina in it, and she's
maybe like a childhood memory, or maybe something she wished on,
like a first accomplishment or something like that. But she muses on it, but then throws it against the wall and shatters it.
I think on her face, isn't it? Isn't that where she
right in the eye?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a big either painting of her or
portrait.
Picture. Yeah. Which
exactly.
looks nothing like her. It's supposed to be the young version of herself, and I was like, who is that?
It's almost like it's a perfected her. So it's already.
She was muscular, like big,
but something that she is primed to want, and like the proof is just right there. She's got a perfected image of herself that she has just been. She's centered in her home. Just a very powerful symbol, and she just put out the eye of it, which again is going to be meaningful later. We're going to footnote that one. So we cut to her in bed, red sheets. We get more. Red. We had red walls in the bathroom when she got the bad news, right? And now just red. It looks.
I think before she gets to the bed, she takes another big long look in the mirror.
Yeah. She's really kind of staring into the mirror, almost kind of into the void too. Like it's been a hard day. Has this been one day?
Yes.
Oh, it's all been one day.
This has been this has been one day. This has been a very, very long, difficult day for her for sure. There's a car alarm outside. She then goes to to take a shower, and the sound of the water is just really sharp. Like it sounds very aggressive. And then she goes into her kitchen, and her maid is vacuuming, and it's just sound is just punishing her just left and right, and just everything is intense and terrible, and just everything is awful. Not having a great morning. She's just flipping through the mail, and she sees, she's actually
Well,
reading
before
a
this, I
newspaper.
mean, yeah, because
she's actually reading a newspaper.
The first night, she goes and gets like the substance stick back out of the trash to get it and call the number on there.
Might have been like a drunk.
A decision on that because she kind of just was reminiscing back on that. But
she sees an ad for an audition in a newspaper first, and this is what provokes her to do it. Right? It's to replace her. It's an open casting call looking for the next Elizabeth Sparkle, basically.
I think it happens before because she goes to the mail right afterwards and gets the package or a letter from the substance person. She does call in her sort of distraught state after staring in the mirror and whatnot.
But
she calls and says, "I'm interested. This is Elizabeth Sparkle."
Yes,
and then she gets the.
I noted that she's sitting in a seat with a red cushion. We're just getting a lot of red, just like following her now. So we have some ongoing color motifs. We have yellow, as we noted, and now red.
But yeah, so when you make it to the newspaper
colors.
in the morning after she makes that call, you do see the thing that's essentially it's straight on the nose. It's like casting call to replace Elizabeth Sparkles, and so that does make her sort of crumple that up in disgust and then start to go through the mail. Which she gets her first letter.
I wonder if it actually said that or if that's just how she interpreted it. she might be like an unreliable narrator.
Could be.
Yeah, but no, you're right. She had actually made the call to the substance, and now she discovers that an envelope has arrived, and it just has an address.
Yeah, overnight shipping. Good job, substance. I guess.
They just sent a letter.
Almost like they brought it to her mailbox personally, almost eerily fast. But
it doesn't seem like they got a lot of customers. So
it's difficult to say. It's all very mysterious.
It's all underground. Black market stuff.
Yeah, she's given a number.
I suppose she's hardly over 500, so that could be the case. Yeah.
Well, her number is 503. Whether or not that means she's the 503rd customer, it's hard to say. It's not very clear. But she's given an address. She makes the trek to this place, and it's in a bad part of town. It's abandoned. There's no one there, but there are abandoned cars.
Mind you, she puts on like this incognito-esque, like I don't want anybody to see me, but like sunglasses on, but a big yellow coat saying,
bright yellow coat.
saying, look at me.
Yeah. Like, it's she's going incognito, but she is still a star, and so there's only so much incognito that she's capable of. As we see, like she doesn't drop her fashion sense. But this is a desolate, just broken part of town. It seems almost like the end of the world, kind of Mad Max-esque. But there's graffiti, again, like abandoned cars and whatnot. But she makes the trek through kind of the wilderness. Like, we get the sense that she's almost like leaving civilization. She's going to like
she's never been to a part of town like this.
Yeah, like. Exactly. Like she's leaving her world for a moment. She finds this alley. She in the envelope that she received was a key card that said her number 503. It opens the door only partially though. She has to kind of crawl into it, kind of like crab walk.
She literally has to lower herself. It's kind of undignified.
She has to lower herself.
It's about 2 feet, 3 feet off the ground.
But she has to lower herself for this. Like they make her demonstrate that she really wants this because they make her crawl for it.
It might just be a faulty door as well. But,
it could just be a faulty door.
The symbolism is definitely.
They are a terrible business.
She does have to.
Yeah, maybe a faulty door is just a faulty door, but with the day that she had previously, it seems meaningful. But she has to lower herself to get into this dark, poorly lit corridor. She looks nervous.
Trash everywhere on the ground.
It's just as scary as outside. But she walks towards what you kind of see like a light at the end of this hallway, and she turns a corner. In this room, it just couldn't be any more different than what she just ventured through. what is it like? It's like a
Amazon locker.
Kind of. It's like pure white, but it's definitely an Amazon locker-esque situation. Yeah.
It's like if you it's like an Amazon locker at a day spa. It kind of has day spa vibes to it, but it also just has like immaculate modernism vibes.
Yeah.
But also corporate functionality. There are various vibes that the room gives off. Again, couldn't be any more different than what she just walked through, which was just the absolute opposite. Like,
right. Because it's so clean compared to the dirtiness of like every other room in the hallway and the alley itself and stuff. So, yeah.
Now, when she looks at the lockers, there's only 2 lockers with numbers.
Yeah. It's like 200 and something, and then hers, 503. She uses her card. It opens up her post box, basically, and she retrieves a package in it, and there you go. The drop has been made.
It kind of makes you like question the legality of this substance, because they won't ship it directly to her. She has to go and get it from like this underground location. Yeah,
and that's She has to exert herself to go get it. In a figurative way, she is demonstrating that she wants it.
Yeah, you have to want it, because many people could have walked away at the alley or the door, kind of not opening up, and I'm just like, ugh, fuck
at the
this.
flash
Actually,
drive.
Yeah. At the vague video, of things essentially.
It's clear that she is committed to this, not really understanding what it is, but it's a promise of youth, and that seems to be all she needs.
I'm sure it costs a lot of money. It's never like
it's never
addressed or said anything, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not for free.
And that's another interesting quality about it. We don't see a haggle over price or transaction of money or any kind of anything. It's just
it's taken care of.
Yeah, she is referred to it. She's a good candidate, and it's a mysterious service that just hooks her up. There's an air of mystery about
Somebody's
it.
Somebody's got to
constantly.
be paying the operator.
I guess we don't know. There's just this mysterious quality to it. It seems like a vast organization, or is it? It's very mysterious. But they give her a package. It's like a care kit, and it has instructions.
There's layers. So the first one is there's a one.
Yeah.
It has an activator syringe and a kit that on the back says single use, discard after use.
Yeah.
Underneath that there's a 2.
Well, let's talk about the activator. It's kind of a green juice.
Yes. So this is what we saw the eggs sort of get injected with, and presumably.
So now we have another color. We have green now.
It's like a lemon lime, like a yellowish green sort of.
But we haven't really had a lot of green in this film
yellow
to
and
this
blue
point.
Mixed together.
Other than Elizabeth eyes. She has green eyes. It's the only other real source of green in the film to this point, right? And now we get another, and the color of the liquid's very similar. It's almost her exact eye color, but it's a very striking greenish liquid in a syringe. And the second layer, what's the second layer?
So underneath that there's a 2, and it says stabilizer for other self.
Other self, yeah. Again, it's just not. We're still not clear what any of this means, right? Activator.
No, and none of these comes with instructions. Like,
they come with vague instructions.
Very vague instructions for sure.
More or less a title of what the item is.
Step 1, step 2, step 3.
And the most minimal instructions necessary. And it's still very mysterious. But stabilizer, other self. What? Still not very clear what's going on. But our third layer.
Underneath that is a 3 it says switch. It contains tubing and a food matrix thing, or little tubes of just white gunk sort of cylinders, and they're labeled food matrix and food for other self, sort of nutrient pods.
It's like a nutrient paste of some kind. Again, still not very sure what any of this is about, or what the sum total of all this is, but
now she gets a little instructions, because the notes below that say you activate only once and you stabilize every day. You switch every week with that exception, and finally remember that you are one.
Yeah. You activate, you stabilize, you switch, and the last card, all caps. Remember you are one. Again, this reminder and this odd bit of this odd instruction or
Don't lose yourself.
admonishment or contradiction. The air of mystery is just even more palpable, even with this very neatly packaged set of items. And it all looks very neat. It's all very clean. It looks very professional. Just by the presentation of the items in the package, it feels legit.
Medical.
It feels medical. It feels like there is an authority that is overseeing this, just by way of the packaging and the design. Very, very like great quality about it. Still no clear information about anything about where this comes from, about what's going to happen, but it feels like it has authority just by way of design and fonts and things and just mystery. Just, very interesting.
And she could stop here too. This is another point of like, well, this is weird, or this is something like maybe intense. I wasn't ready for this. Of like all these needles and stuff. But we then
Lots
see her
of needles.
We see her naked and just staring at her aging body in the mirror and seeming to have final thoughts about whether to proceed with this.
Yeah, and
she's touching around. She's like,
she's beautiful, but just again, those first signs of age, just like the skin drooping more than it did when you were young. It's not as elastic now as you're older. We see it maybe sagging on her butt cheeks a little bit. She's still beautiful, but she's clearly she is longing for something.
Some spots that weren't there before. Maybe.
Some age spots. Mm-hmm. And we hear the echo of the video on the thumb drive. So we hear the voice again. Do you want to be beautiful? Do you like the more perfect you and all that? So she begins this procedure. It kind of looks like she's about to shoot up heroin.
Yeah.
Right? She's tying off her arm. She's getting the syringe ready.
Bright green liquid, neon green.
Yeah, very bright green liquid, and she just shoots it right into her vein.
And there's another shot there again of only use once or single use.
Activate only once.
Mm-hmm.
Got a big old close up on the injection. I mean, this movie does the furthest thing from shy away from like things that might be gross or things you might turn away from in real life. It's like, no, here you go, here it is.
Look at it. I want you to look at it.
This film always finds those grotesque moments and makes them very vivid and just reveals them. And it because the film is always like gut checking you, which is great. And even just subtle things like the way that it like would show her spine when she's getting like examined. Like she's just so hunched over, and the light was hitting her spine in just this way that just it almost seemed like it was almost coming out of her body, and just things like that. It just we're already seeing this film really like find those moments. But she shoots up, and she looks like she has a moment of doubt. Like she's taking a moment and nothing's happening.
Man, this shit didn't work.
And she's just thinking,
they scammed my ass.
I'm foolish. God, I'm so foolish. But just a moment later, we get a sense that her vision is getting wonky and hallucinatory and delirious, and she drops to the floor writhing in pain, and she convulses, but then
huge bang on her head as she hits the floor.
Yeah, she drops real hard, and it clearly the substance, whatever it is starting to do its thing.
It's kicking in.
Yeah, she seems paralyzed. Like her eyes are wide open and she can't move, and she's just like very scared,
writhing on the ground
in terror. Just her back starts undulating and writhing, like her flesh is
like there's something moving inside her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You see her eye pupil divide into two.
We got a close up of her eye, and her pupil splits in two like the egg in the beginning, and then the split off pupil kind of escapes.
You see a little bit of the green like flash in the eye as well. Yeah. From the activator.
But then we see her back split open. Just this horrible like tear gash down her back.
It almost looks like a surgical, like somebody took a scalpel straight down the back. It was so clean.
Yeah, but just huge
and
like,
jarring.
Yeah, and it just erupting like almost like a fissure in the earth. Like
maybe an homage to like Alien almost.
There is Alien Covenant, like a back burster as opposed to a chest burster thing. And I mean, in that moment, we see an arm fly out. We get slightly before that just 2 eyes now in the eye socket.
We get the emergence of a blue eye.
Yeah. And they're kind of fighting for.
They're struggling until her green eye like pushes it away, but it just kind of goes somewhere. In the midst of all that, we see like an arm coming out of Elizabeth's back. We then zoom into her eye, and it's I got 2001: Space Odyssey vibes. Like the
fish lens.
Just the voyage through the monolith towards the end of the film. It's just like
I know what you're talking about.
It's like we're zooming through a dark corridor with strobing light patterns on our side, like we're going through 2 planes, like we're between 2 planes of existence.
It reminds me of like Enter the Void, if you've ever seen that movie.
Also Enter the Void,
a lot of sequences like that. The cinematographer Benjamin Krakoun, I probably mispronounced that, but he had to figure out how to make this like work and pop, and ultimately this is like a simple solution. It's like 2 horizontal bicycle tires surrounded by LED tube lights, spinning at the same time around a stationary camera, and so it's but it's a crazy looking visual that looks amazing. And I mean, you never would have guessed like something simple like that.
Yeah,
but that's
what an awesome way to do that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Movie magic on that. And then he also, you see at the end of that, a fiery heart, and fire is a big motif in this movie. We get several little clips of the fire and the lighting and such.
Yeah, it's an outline of a heart, and it's revealed because it's lit on fire, and that traces the outline until it joins in the center, and we see it's a heart.
It's a heartbeat. It's alive.
Yeah. It's such a different kind of image from everything else that we've seen. Like this is it's very pragmatic, right? This is an image that looks very much like someone squirted gas on the floor and then lit it on fire, right? It feels very literal.
That's exactly what happened. It's a practical effect. Like they lit like the studio floor on fire, and they shot these from above, these fire scenes, and then like spliced them into this
I thought it was
stuff,
some sort of wire, because it almost looked like it was in the middle of the air, the way that the flames were going up. So,
but we've had so many different kinds of imagery at this point, right? We get the almost hallucinatory moving, like zooming through some kind of lit tunnel between 2 planes. We get all the grotesque fleshy imagery before that, and then now we get this practical fire effect, like all these different modes of symbolic imagery and figurative imagery, and
it's kind of like an activation, especially with what happens next on this.
So we cut back to the bathroom, but it's a point of view shot,
fish lens.
Yeah, it's kind of foggy, can't really see very clearly, and it sounds like it sounds like someone has a stethoscope up to this person, and you're hearing their heart through the stethoscope earbuds, right? It sounds like the internal sounds of their body.
What it read like to me was like when you're have a lot of like pressure in your ears and you can't fully hear.
Sure. It's
or like high blood pressure or something like that.
Yeah, I felt like it very much locates your point of view in them. Like just very, very like strongly centers it like in their body, like not just their point of view, but like their point of body, which
you're going through it with them.
Yeah, in a very like carnal, like fleshy sense. So she finally sees herself in a mirror. She approaches. The mirror is really fogged out. Whatever just happened created a lot of fog. Don't know why, but. I don't know. Did I have a theory about that? I was wondering about that while watching. I'm like, where did the fog come from?
She had just taken a shower, didn't she?
Was it a shower before and then she ejected the substance?
Yeah,
maybe that's what it was.
I'm pretty sure.
I would assume that. I guess it could have created heat out of entropy or something and steam. But I assume the shower or something.
That also makes sense.
Yeah. But she wipes the fog away and sees herself, and she's just struck by what she sees. She's young and beautiful and just perfect, just radiant health.
She's slick, naked, and most importantly, it seems to have accomplished what it wanted to accomplish.
Everything
out of this.
is tight.
Yeah. Exactly. And she just is awestruck. Just cannot believe what she's seen.
It worked.
She's inspecting her body and just marveling at it, at her perfect breasts, at her perfect rear end. Now, just
her derriere.
Yeah. But after regarding herself in the mirror for a while, she turns around and she kind of has like a very cool demeanor, like almost very serene, like oddly serene. She turns around.
I'll also call out when she's in the mirror here, she has piercing blue eyes. And as you mentioned, Elizabeth had green eyes.
Yeah. So we now have, we're adding to our color palette here. We have blue. So we have a lot of, we had yellow, then red, then green, then blue. And we're going to, we'll see these color motifs just throughout the film, but now we have blue to contend with. I was calling her new Elizabeth, or like Nellie in my notes.
Yeah, I mean,
new Ellie.
We don't get it for a moment there, but her blue eyes also radiate outward the lemon lime, the green, the whatever intensely of the substance as she's staring in there as well.
We catch a flash of that while she's staring in the mirror, like almost like a green flame in the backs of her eyes.
Like it's going through her veins and the eyes.
When she turns and looks at her old self and her massive back, when she throws up the substance, essentially, this yellow, same green situation there.
But she sees Elizabeth on the floor, the gash in her back, and just pukes at the sight of it because it's pretty horrible. Still bleeding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quite a spectacle. She rushes to Elizabeth to start suturing and then sewing this gash in her back.
Mind you, was this in the instructions?
No, yes, this is what I wrote down. I was like, this is like a very critical thing we should have mentioned here.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
I guess technically this isn't required for the experience, but it just the instructions were very minimal, and so I guess this basic act of compassion isn't technically required.
Maybe it's almost like what have I done to myself?
Yeah,
it's a very obvious problem to be solved. Like if anything else, it's like, oh no, I should. We're just gonna close that up real quick.
They provided the tools to do so.
They did, yeah.
I'm sure it was.
I guess looking at the kit was like, oh, okay, maybe.
And kind of like her being fired. It's just everything is presented to her, but no one ever just says you're fired. And so it's kind of like this the substance kit of items and tools. She looks at Elizabeth on the floor. She starts sewing her up, but I get the feeling that she somehow knew she needed to do this. Like she seems to be motivated by my knowledge, and I'm going to bring this up in the very next scene too, right? Like just these minimal instructions, and it's kind of, again, all this stuff is done by implication, right? It seems like she's figured it out just by the implication, like she needs to sew up Elizabeth's back. Right.
It kind of invites you to think, is this Elizabeth in there? Because, and that's a question I will ask throughout the movie, frankly. Are they different? Are they one or whatnot? Because it seems she has enough knowledge of what just took place, the substance and whatnot, to know that, if we're one, I should probably sew her back up. She was at least birthed with the knowledge of sewing, thank goodness, because she does do a rudimentary and visceral sort of sew-up job there.
I have no doubt in my mind for that answer.
Yeah, okay, all right. Let's talk about that at the end, because I really have a...
But this is just, the implication of you are one in the same. Without really that being explained exactly what that means, she rushes to help like that's true. Mm-hmm. So, she in this moment is... like young Elizabeth acknowledges that they are one and the same. we'll see how that progresses throughout the film.
But also, I mean, if she does have this knowledge of the substance, she knows she has to switch back in a week, and she probably wouldn't want to switch back to an open-backed, ruined, like, wounded person that just, has that in her whole life going on.
Well,
so
we cut to New Elizabeth in bed, and then she's taking a shower and she's caressing her body. It's a very sensuous scene.
I think we skipped a bit at least, because she does. She sews her up and then pops in an IV of the food matrix for herself. Like she goes through the kit essentially, like needle, thread. Got to sew that up. All right, let's pop your food matrix in
here.
They
take their time sewing the back up.
Yeah,
as well.
that is another visceral. Like I said, very.
It's very slow, methodical, but it's very wet and bloody.
Yeah,
and, like the sounds are very wet and
skin
fleshy. It struck me as almost like witchcraft. Like almost necromancy, it seemed like almost
like Frankenstein,
like a ritual element, and not so much like a surgical element at that point. Like we were in a different terrain, but she sets up the food matrix for Elizabeth, who's just on the floor, eyes wide open, still catatonic, just unresponsive.
I think she puts the bathrobe on her though.
She might
the white bathrobe.
But when the food matrix goes in, Elizabeth does whimper a bit. Like she's not dead. We get a noise from her at least.
It's kind of like a gasp almost.
Yeah.
It's a something. Yeah, but it indicates that she's alive. And for sure. Then we cut to New Elizabeth, first in bed, but then in a shower again, just still appreciating this new body.
Yeah, our second shower titties, because the same shot of Demi Elizabeth happened, earlier.
But it just wasn't the same kind of shower scene.
Getting rid of all the placenta.
Yeah, right. Well, exactly. Yeah, and Elizabeth is still on the floor during this. Like, didn't get her a pallet or anything. She's just still on the cold bathroom floor. New Elizabeth goes to the mirror, is regarding herself, but then her ears start ringing and her nose starts bleeding.
Well, she kind of, this is a direct contrast of like what happened, because we saw sad shower with titties out, and then she goes to the mirror and kind of doesn't like what she sees, and that's sort of aging. But New Girl sort of saunters to the mirror, says hello to herself in the mirror post shower, poses, does some stuff, and then gets this high pitched whine as she's admiring her new awesome self. And sort of realizes, oh my God, I got instructions that have something I have to do every day.
Yeah, and that's when we see her kind of figuring out what the stabilizer means, right? Like she's kind of looking at Elizabeth like, oh geez, this is what I need to do. Like it's just now dawning on her.
I wouldn't have figured this out. This is
huge needle.
Wildly unclear to me. Like what we needed to do.
Like I'd be like, with the big needle, am I supposed to poke it here?
Yeah. Well, it's clear. It's clear to us, the audience, because we've seen all these scenes of her spine, and so we know that her spine is a very important element. But to New Elizabeth, it just now dawns on her. Oh, that's right. I got to take this big scary needle, and I gotta. Yeah, it's like a tea straw.
What do they call like when a mother is birthing their baby, they had their
epidural.
The epidural. It reminded me of that
spinal tap or the spinal fluid situation.
But like an epidural, that's also a spinal injection.
Exactly, and a big thick one at that.
Yeah, and so she gets the stabilizer needle and goes to work, injects it into Elizabeth's spine.
The still open back wound. Just threads that in there.
Easy access.
Yeah, I guess.
direct from the tap.
Yeah, the source, and fills 7 vials of the fluid that she extracts. Takes one, injects it into her, and she's stabilized and good.
Kind of like an EpiPen.
But it demonstrates to an element. She has a need, a definite need for this. There's one source for it, and it's her other self,
her matrix.
It's herself. Yeah, she has to go to the source. She has to return to the source to survive, and so. Again, something kind of witchcrafty, like kind of we're in like magic territory. There's something kind of surreal, something kind of we're like in folklore with this
alchemy, medicine.
But just this return to the source and all the imagery of eggs and whatnot. Eggs frequently are a symbol of the creation of the world and all that.
What came first?
Yeah. And so,
So we get a shot then of the giant photo of Elizabeth again with her sort of like cracked star eye thing. Like it makes me think of Cable from the X-Men, his little shooting out eye there. But moreover, we see a stretching younger version continually pop in and out of frame in front of the poster where it's like Elizabeth, new Elizabeth, Elizabeth, new Elizabeth. And as she's doing this, the crumpled casting call for the new Elizabeth Sparkles catches her eye in the dumpster there.
Yeah, she has an idea. She's gonna we can figure out she's gonna try out for her old self's old role, right? She's gonna get right back into it. We cut to like an audition space with some smarmy producers.
Well, she goes out first in her big yellow coat, which, again, it was what I was going to say. I mean, when we talk about you are one or the two eggs, the big yellow eggs there, the balls of Play-Doh clay thing, we now see we've had both Elizabeth and new Elizabeth and their bright yellow coat thing. So that's no mistake.
It's the...
time for a new color.
It's the same egg, but it's been split in two, right? And so they're both these yellow separate pieces.
But as she's walking this coat, she spies a new outfit. Yeah, as you mentioned, time for a new color. She sees this pink, exposed cutouts, like would look great on a young,
leotard,
firm, leotard thing going on here.
A huge side cutout that exposes like her lack of love handles.
Yeah, her new perfect body.
Most of those ass cheeks.
Like her ass cheek just hanging out. It looked amazing. It looked really, really good.
Mm-hmm. And so we get to the audition space. There's a woman trying out. The producers,
look her up and down.
Yeah, but then send her on her way, and then have all kinds of smarmy comments about her big nose, and wish she had her big breasts instead of that big nose
right
there.
in the middle of the face.
Exactly.
Instead of that. There's one of them looks especially sleazy. One doesn't necessarily read as that, but it's just another men run Hollywood and are incredibly crass about women's bodies moment.
It's a male gaze moment.
And as young Elizabeth walks in, they continue down that path saying things like, I can tell everything's in the right place this time. And they specifically grossly ask for her name, age, and measurements. Yeah. Which... I mean, that's just
I mean, it's the job though, right? She is a fitness celebrity, and so she is objectified constantly, but it's a job that objectifies you. It's there's kind of a tension there, but new Elizabeth,
she knew what she was getting into.
Yeah, and doesn't. She's not fazed by it at all. She seems to almost revel in it, and she declares her name. I'm Sue.
Beautiful, luscious lips.
Zoomed in on the lips,
with a beautiful, natural smile.
She looks resplendent. It not just beautiful, but the light is perfect, and it's glowing about her, and she's just radiating her beauty.
And she takes her time.
Yeah, it's slow motion, and the camera... loves every second of her. Absolutely. We cut to Sue in what we can guess is the head office of the network.
We get a title card of Sue right after she gets the job here. For better or worse.
She's watching herself on the TVs that are set up on the walls.
Dozens of TVs.
Of her
just replaying,
just saying Sue, close up on her lips, her pouting red lips, and then we get a title card, Sue. So, chapter 2. I guess, right? We first Elizabeth and now Sue, right? The new
that we
chapter.
Finally get a fully clear idea, visualization of what she looks like. That she's not like soaking wet, and she's perfectly glammed up, beautiful, perfectly bodied. Great casting from Margaret Qualley. If y'all don't know her, she is the bride of Jack Antonoff from the bleachers.
Okay.
Nepo
Okay.
baby, daughter of Andy McDowell, for another Groundhog Day throwback on that.
Wow, geez, yeah, another callback. There you go. We see the producer again, disgusting as usual. This time smoking, and it's just
in the office.
Yeah, and just
it's
again,
a whole mouth anus vibe as it zooms in with the smoking too. It's just the gross bit. Like Dennis Quaid really committed to this. Like
no boundaries at all. It gets real up close and personal.
You can imagine this guy just smells just awful, just awful, like just BO and cigarette smoke and booze and sweat
and the shrimp he's eating
and the
for lunch.
shrimp. Oh, his fingers smell like whatever he just ate.
And he didn't wash his hands after going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Ugh.
And I noticed he's just grabbing her up and down,
just pawing her.
Both times I've seen this movie, unless it's a wide shot of him like walking into a room, everything is so closely zoomed in on this man.
You're always uncomfortably close to him. Yeah, or he to you.
He to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, it's always
somebody that you want to take a step away from anytime he's around.
Yeah.
He also doesn't in the scene even remember his assistant's name. That goes by Isabella. To once again drive home like how little respect he gives women in his life. So he renames her Cindy because it's shorter and better. Okay,
just
kind of like a rename from Elizabeth to Sue.
Yeah, and I mean this woman's standing out of like to the right of the frame the whole time. She's certainly not the center. It's just
just marginalized and disregarded with this dick move of just giving her a new name. Yeah. But we're then talking with Sue. She reveals she needs an on-off schedule
to take care of her mother. Which in reality, like
it's kind of true.
It is true. She did come from Elizabeth.
In this very odd, grotesque way, was birthed of Elizabeth.
Yeah, no, I when you view the movie through like that sort of lens, like it opens up a whole another way of like experiencing and enjoying the movie.
Kind of a moment of some clever wordplay.
Yep,
exactly. The producer agrees to the terms. She gets the job. We see her going on the photo circuit and just being the it girl. Definitely having her moment. And then we're back home. Old Elizabeth. Sue has put all her junk in boxes and is in fact calling it Old Elizabeth's junk.
Before I guess we get to that, there's at least another shot that I wanted to talk about because when she gets to work on the show and stuff, we get the pumping soundtrack that accompanies a lot of this movie. Apparently the director listened to a lot of like different music to find this and really liked the just sort of electronic sort of thumping, moving along, like intense vibe or whatnot.
Yeah.
But as she does that, we get sort of a shot of this fire dragon, which was another practically done from above on the studio floor thing that's done excellent. Our second fire visual of this. And then they juxtapose that and put it on the back of her robe, this sort of dragon robe. And,
custom made.
The director, I had to look this up because her name, if you read it in American, looks like Fargeat, but it's French, so it's Fargeat or Fargeat or something on this.
Coralie Fargeat.
Yeah, Coralie Fargeat. I looked it up, but I have it down there. But she says it's representing a sort of phoenix that rises from the ashes with the power to dominate the world, but with the darker tendencies that are supposed to be representative of Sue and what's to come in this. She has the power now. She's rebirthed and has the power to dominate the world. But with the dragon, as opposed to just like a pure phoenix, it does have a little darker undertone or something in it.
It's like a fire dragon, which could be a very violent image for sure, right? It suggests a quality of Sue is she kind of like a dragon, like it's something aggressive and conniving and
she's not
menacing.
The princess in the castle.
Exactly, she's the dragon. She's not the princess. Yeah, absolutely. Before this, we see her going through her vials. Like she's having one day after another. She's going through one vial of stabilizer after another, like teaching a dance routine. So we can maybe guess that's what the ballerina in the golden snow globe is about. You know, she might come from a ballet background or dance background. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap up part one of our review of The Substance. yeah, we're just now getting into it. We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah. And the next part will be along shortly. We usually release them within a week. So
yeah. So stay tuned. Part 2 is coming up next.